Pop popcorn, mark your calendar, because tomorrow night in prime time, the president is set to take to the airwaves to announce executive action on immigration reform. And after that, head straight to the place where he launched his push for immigration reform almost 2 years ago this January, Las Vegas. In fact, the exact school where he made those initial speeches. So the Homeland Security chief has said before that legislation is always preferable, but that they have a wide latitude in this administration to do this by executive action. That doesn't mean that anyone on Capitol Hill is going to love it, particularly Republicans. I want to bring in Dana Bash, who reports heavily on all things Capitol Hill. And I'm just wondering if there are many meetings with attorneys at this point. Because it's one thing to call him Emperor Obama, but it's another thing to actually find the legal grounds to stop him.
Oh, yeah. There have been meetings from one end of the Capitol to the other end of the Capitol inside Republican offices, Ashley. But for some time now, this is the least best kept secret in Washington. It's been an open secret that the president is going to be doing this as soon as this week. So Republicans have been publicly talking about the fact that this is, as you said, evidence that he is Emperor Obama, about the fact that even this morning on the Senate floor, the number 2 Republican in the Senate said it's an abuse of power. But the open question is, what are they going to do about it? And they don't know the answer to that. And Republicans will privately admit that they don't have a lot of very good options on how to handle this. But that is not going to stop the rhetoric, very angry rhetoric, which we've already seen get even hotter.
And it's no secret that it has been, gridlock. I hate even saying that. It feels so repetitive to say gridlock. But could this gridlock be sort of cemented by this kind of action for the next 2 years?
It could. And, you hear from White House officials and other Democrats who I talk to, and I say, look, you know what you're doing here, right? By signing this executive order, you are, as Mitch McConnell said from day one, waving a red flag in front of a bull. Not so much because of the Republican leaders, but because they have to deal with the Republican rank-and-file conservatives who are in the House, especially from very conservative districts, who are very worried about primary challenges. And they are going to be saying to their Republican leaders, really? You want me to work with this president on anything, never mind immigration, on anything, after what he just did? And I already have a constituency that doesn't trust him. So that is the context in which this is happening. Is it possible that they could do, that the White House is right and their calculation is, we got to do this to help the maybe 3-4 million people who are in this country illegally, and that maybe down the road they could do legislation? It is possible, Ashley, but it is going to make it a lot harder for these Republican leaders to do this.
Dana Bash, you got a big day ahead of you because there's a lot of work on your plate, as is the same for my colleague Wolf Blitzer, who starts after this quick break. Thanks for watching, everybody.